Summer Hornet 688 says student. Hit. Test head cube 4856 says student. Laughs asterisk. Impertitan 9066 says student. Anytime. Welcome to Mineville High School roleplay. Enjoy the campus. Impertitan 9066 says student. I heard something. Grace Fulshin 50 says student. You can hit me but not her. Syrax 925 says student. What, sir? Impertitan 9066 says student. Someone is in trouble. Syrax 925 says student. Should find them immediately. Impertitan 9066 says student. We should help. Grace Fulshin 50 says student. Private space. Syrax 925 says student. Where, sir? Fafulf 66 says student. Glitch is in pain. Test head cube 4856 says student. Hello? Race around the sports field with friends. Fafulf 66 says student. Whimpers. Syrax 925 says student. Leave the room. Test head cube 4856 says student. You think he was gonna hurt him? Test head cube 4856 says student. You can't make me leave the room. Grace Fulshin 50 says student. Flash, I give you anything. Syrax 925 says student. Okay. Want to farm? Join the cooking class and make some pie. Test head cube 4856 says student. In fact, he'll just stay here. Syrax 925 says student. If you want him, you're gonna have to go through me. Test head cube 4856 says student. He's gone. Impertitan 9066 says student. Where's the wolf at? Titanic Bird 448 says student. Main digest solo. Syrax 925 says student. Good. Test head cube 4856 says student. So I don't need to go through you. Fafulf 66 says student. Loses control. Zentateeks 405 says student. Lol. Syrax 925 says student. Well. Test head cube 4856 says student. If I do, why should I tell you? Test head cube 4856 says student. HM. Grace Fulshin 50 says student. Here, drink a sap. Impertitan 9066 says student. Because I could save you. Test head cube 4856 says student. You can't save me. Talk to Mr. Wilson to join a club with friends. Test head cube 4856 says student. I'm in no harm. Syrax 925 says student. It's not that hard. Fafulf 66 says student. Laughs as my eyes glow red. Impertitan 9066 says student. Otherwise I'll let them kill you. Zentateeks 405 says student. Can I kill him? Lunar Eclipse 474 says student. Asterisk sits on bleachers and scroll through texts asterisk. Test head cube 4856 says student. Oh, I'd like to see them try. Impertitan 9066 says student. Go ahead. Grace Fulshin 50 says student. Asterisk gets scared. Fafulf 66 says student. Laughs still. Zentateeks 405 says student. I'm good at it though. Test head cube 4856 says student. Try. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student. Asterisk texts multiple people that it's the wrong number asterisk. Syrax 925 says student. No. Test head cube 4856 says student. Immortality. Syrax 925 says student. You try. Test head cube 4856 says student. Soccer. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student. Asterisk sips coffee asterisk. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student. Hi. Wanna get spooked? Try Haunted High School. Grace Fulton 50 says student, asterisk hugs her. Tested Cube 4856 says student, HM. Better Flame 91 says student, hug. Zentateeks 405 says student, well if you wanna get out you need to kill me. Tested Cube 4856 says student, nice try. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, asterisk drinks some coffee. Tested Cube 4856 says student, but I'm not gonna kill you. Robert Tapestry 170 says student, hello guys. Zentateeks 405 says student, Oklahoma. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, asterisk finishes coffee and chucks the cup over the edge of the bleachers asterisk. Tested Cube 4856 says student, I would rather kill some innocent person. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, huh? Sirax 925 says student, well, while you deal with this, I have to go. Zentateeks 405 says student, you need to go through me. Grace Fulton 50 says student, asterisk blushes while hugging. Tested Cube 4856 says student, go through both of them asterisk. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, anyways what do you want Ninja Lid? Join the building class to enhance your building knowledge. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, asterisk kid. Tested Cube 4856 says student, well wasn't that easy? XXTAYLORXX9458 says student, AFK. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, oop well he's gone. Zentateeks 405 says student, perfect cube you are locking a cube even the strongest person COULNDT break it. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, ANDDD his back. Fafuel 66 says student, doesn't let wanting space. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, what? XXTAYLORXX9458 says student, I'm back. Fafuel 66 says student, go. Sirax 925 says student, madam. Zentateeks 405 says student, you can't hurt anyone if you're in that cube. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, what? Tested Cube 4856 says student, asterisk size asterisk. Impertitan 9066 says student, show colored. Mining class is now open, join now. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, why? Tested Cube 4856 says student, back off her. Grace Fulton 50 says student, asterisk prison leaves. Sirax 925 says student, if I don't. XXTAYLORXX9458 says student, let's find a locker. Impertitan 9066 says student, Sirax. Sirax 925 says student, sir. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, back off losers Imago smoke. Impertitan 9066 says student, it's okay. Tested Cube 4856 says student, I'm so scary asterisk laughs asterisk. Tested Cube 4856 says student, mind if I join ya? Impertitan 9066 says student, stupid wolf made a mistake. Welcome to Mineville High School roleplay, enjoy the campus. Zentateeks 405 says student, back. Grace Fulton 50 says student, asterisk blames himself. Impertitan 9066 says student, hey. Zentateeks 405 says student, sorry can't kill him but he can't kill anyone now. Sirax 925 says student, what? Impertitan 9066 says student, that's good to hear, are you okay? Lyric Albert 5663 says student, mean. Zentateeks 405 says student, yep. Tested Cube 4856 says student, sorry about them by the way. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, it's fine asterisk laughs asterisk. Impertitan 9066 says student, HMMM, race around the sports field with friends. Tested Cube 4856 says student, are you laughing at me? Fafuel 66 says student, hits my head really hard off of the bleachers. Gold Ghost 08546 says student, how is that being mean? Zentateeks 405 says student, hey look we see some people right here. Better Flame 91 says student, you be my owner. Grace Fulton 50 says student, asterisk rips his arm out. Tested Cube 4856 says student, I mean I'm sure you are laughing at I mean look at me. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, anyways asterisk puts gum in her mouth and checks texts asterisk okay whatever. Want to farm? Join the cooking class and make some pie. Fafuel66 says student, head starts to bleed and gets dizzy but doesn't stop hitting her head. Grace Fulton 50 says student, asterisk arm heals. Zentiteeks 405 says student, so done talking. Lunar Eclipse 474 says student, not one block closer. Test. Imbertitan 9060. Syrax 925 says student, back off. Zentiteeks 405 says student, hey dirty then step back. MS, Lee. Zentiteeks 405. Zentiteeks 405 says student, hey. Imbertitan 9066 says student, you have a lot to live for. Zentiteeks 405 says student, hey. Lunar Eclipse 47